Picture this. A scrawny sixth-round draft pick who looked like he got lost on his way to an accounting internship somehow becomes the most successful quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. Tom Brady didn't just break the NFL. He straight up performed surgery on it without anesthesia, smiled politely while doing it, and then had the audacity to thank everyone for the opportunity. This is the story of how a man who throws a ball for a living became the league's most ruthless silent assassin, and why you should probably be more afraid of guys who drink kale smoothies than ones who trash talk. Let's be honest. If you wrote Tom Brady's origin story as fiction, editors would reject it for being too unrealistic. Born in San Mateo, California, to a family that was successful enough but not too successful, because nothing says future NFL legend like comfortable suburban mediocrity. His dad sold insurance, which is about as thrilling as watching paint dry in slow motion. But here's where it gets interesting. Young Tommy was obsessed with Joe Montana, who played for the 49ers. And I mean obsessed. We're talking about a kid who probably had Montana posters where other kids had, well, other posters. Brady attended Junipero Serra High School, where he was, and I cannot stress this enough, absolutely mediocre. He didn't even start as a freshman on the JV team. The JV team, that's like being bench warmed by the bench warmers. But did Tommy give up? Of course not. Because apparently, rejection is just premium fuel for future world domination. College recruitment was about as exciting as a Tuesday night at the DMV. He got exactly one scholarship offer from Michigan, and even then, Coach Lloyd Carr probably threw it his way thinking, what's the worst that could happen? At Michigan, Brady spent most of his time competing with Drew Henson for the starting job. Yes, the same Drew Henson who would later become a cautionary tale about baseball careers. The fact that Brady had to fight tooth and nail just to start at Michigan should have been everyone's first clue that this kid had the emotional makeup of a serial killer. The good kind of serial killer, for football. Then came the 2000 NFL Draft, and oh boy, what a masterclass in professional scouts completely whiffing on talent evaluation. Tom Brady was picked 199th overall. 199th. 6 quarterbacks were selected before him, including legends like Chex Notes, Chad Pennington, and T. Martin. The Patriots took Brady so late in the draft that Bill Belichick probably forgot they even drafted him until someone reminded him 3 weeks later. But here's where the Brady mythology gets delicious. He walks into the Patriots facility looking like he just stepped off the set of an indie film about sad office workers, and somehow convinces everyone that this walking question mark should be taken seriously. Drew Bledsoe was the established starter, making big money and throwing the ball like his life depended on it. Brady was collecting splinters on the bench and probably organizing the team's filing system. Then September 23rd, 2001 happened, the day that changed everything. Drew Bledsoe got absolutely demolished by Jets linebacker Mo Lewis in what was essentially a legal hit that knocked him out of commission. Enter Tom Brady, stage right, looking like he just got called up from customer service to run the entire company. And what does he do? He just starts winning. Not spectacularly, not with fireworks and fanfare, but with the methodical precision of someone who genuinely enjoys doing taxes. This is where Brady's silent assassin persona really crystallized. While other quarterbacks were busy chest-thumping and talking trash, Brady perfected the art of killing you with kindness and surgical precision. He'd shake your hand, compliment your defense, and then proceed to pick apart your secondary like he was performing brain surgery with a butter knife. The 2001 season was Brady's coming out party, and what a party it was. He led the Patriots to an 11-5 record and their first playoff berth in years. But the real magic happened in the playoffs, where Brady transformed from that guy who replaced Bledsoe to holy crap, who is this kid? The AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh, Brady threw for 312 yards like it was just another Tuesday at the office. The Super Bowl against the Rams' greatest show on turf, Brady calmly dissected one of the most explosive offenses in NFL history, like he was reading bedtime stories. And then came the moment that defined everything. With 1:21 left in Super Bowl's X6, tied 17-17, John Madden suggested the Patriots should just play for overtime. But Brady looked at that suggestion the way most people look at pineapple on pizza, with genuine confusion and mild disgust. He marched the team down the field with the composure of someone ordering coffee, not someone playing in the biggest game of his life. Adam Vinatieri kicked the field goal. The Patriots won, and Brady became the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl at age 24. But here's the thing about silent assassins. They don't stop at one kill. They develop a taste for it. The next few years were Brady establishing his reputation as the most dangerous man in the NFL, who also happened to look like he taught Sunday school on weekends. Super Bowl 18 against Carolina, another last-second victory. Super Bowl 9 against Philadelphia. Brady threw for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns, like he was warming up for practice. 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, and Brady was doing it all with the emotional range of someone reading technical manuals. This is where Brady's genius really shines through. While guys like Terrell Owens were doing sit-ups in their driveways, and Chad Johnson was legally changing his name to match his jersey number, Brady was perfecting the art of psychological warfare through aggressive politeness. He'd walk up to opposing players, shake their hands, ask about their families, and then throw 4 touchdown passes in their faces. It's like being murdered by Mr. Rogers. The mid-2000s were Brady's imperial phase. He was dating supermodels, appearing in commercials, and winning games with the mechanical efficiency of a German engineering project. The 2007 season? Oh, you mean when Brady and the Patriots went 16-0 in the regular season, and Brady threw 50 touchdown passes like he was collecting baseball cards? That season was Brady basically saying, you know what? I'm bored. Let me see how perfect I can be just for fun. But here's where the Brady story gets really interesting. And by interesting, I mean absolutely bonkers. Because being the most successful quarterback in NFL history apparently wasn't enough. No, Brady had to become a lifestyle guru too. Enter the TB12 method, Brady's personal brand of pseudo-scientific wellness that makes your CrossFit friend look reasonable by comparison. Suddenly, Brady wasn't just throwing touchdowns. He was preaching about the revolutionary power of drinking water, and avoiding nightshades like tomatoes were personally responsible for every injury in sports history. He opened TB12 centers, wrote books, and started selling $200 pajamas because apparently regular pajamas don't have enough pliability. And the most infuriating part? It actually worked for him. The man was playing elite football well into his 40s, while subsisting on what appeared to be a diet designed by someone who'd never heard of fun. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the deflated footballs in the room. Deflategate was the moment when Brady's squeaky clean image got its first real scratch. And boy, was it a doozy. The idea that Tom Brady, the man who probably irons his socks, was involved in a scheme to deflate footballs was like finding out that Mr. Clean was running a meth lab. The NFL investigated. Brady's phone mysteriously disappeared faster than evidence in a crime drama. And suddenly America was treated to the surreal spectacle of grown men arguing about air pressure with the intensity of nuclear physicists. Brady served his 4-game suspension like he was doing community service, came back, and proceeded to throw 28 touchdowns and lead the Patriots to another Super Bowl victory. Because nothing says, "I learned my lesson," like immediately proving that you didn't need slightly deflated footballs to dominate the league. It was the most passive-aggressive response in sports history. The 2016 season comeback against Atlanta in Super Bowl LI was Brady's magnum opus of silent assassination. Down 28-3 in the third quarter, a deficit so large most people would have started updating their LinkedIn profiles. Brady just started chipping away. No dramatic speeches, no rah-rah moments, just methodical, surgical precision. He completed pass after pass with the emotional investment of someone filling out paperwork, while the entire sports world watched in horrified fascination as he systematically destroyed the Falcons' souls in real time. That comeback wasn't just a football game, it was performance art. Brady spent 3.5 hours teaching America that sometimes the most dangerous person in the room is the one who never raises their voice. The New England years were Brady perfecting his craft to the point where winning Super Bowls became as routine as his morning avocado toast. 6 championships in New England, and Brady approached each one with the enthusiasm of someone checking items off a grocery list. Oh, another Super Bowl? Better update the trophy case, I guess. But even silent assassins need a change of scenery sometimes. Brady's departure from New England was handled with the emotional fanfare of a corporate restructuring announcement. 20 years, 6 Super Bowls, and the greatest dynasty in modern sports history. And Brady said goodbye like he was switching insurance providers. Then came Tampa Bay, where Brady decided to prove that his success wasn't just about the Patriots system by immediately winning another Super Bowl at age 43 in his first season with a team that hadn't won a playoff game since the Clinton administration. It was like watching someone solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded just to show off. The Tampa Bay Super Bowl victory was peak Brady silent assassin behavior. He threw for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns against Kansas City, then celebrated by throwing the Lombardi Trophy across a body of water like it was a frisbee. 21 years of professional football, 7 Super Bowl championships, and Brady celebrated the pinnacle of his career by potentially committing a maritime crime. But here's what makes Brady the ultimate silent assassin. He never stopped being polite about it. Through all the victories, the records, the controversy, and the accolades, Brady maintained the demeanor of someone who was just happy to be included. He'd throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, then thank his teammates, praise his opponents, and probably offer to help clean up the locker room. Brady retired the first time, with more Super Bowl championships than any franchise in NFL history. He had more playoff wins than most teams have playoff appearances. He threw for more yards than several small countries' GDP. And through it all, he maintained the emotional register of someone discussing weekend plans. But retirement? That lasted about as long as a New England winter for Brady came back for one more season. Presumably because he got bored organizing his trophy collection. The 2022 season was Brady's farewell tour, except nobody told him it was supposed to be fun. The Bucs missed the playoffs. Brady looked mortal for maybe the first time since college, and America watched the strange spectacle of Tom Brady actually appearing human. The second retirement was more definitive, but only because Brady immediately transitioned into broadcasting, where he'll presumably spend the next decade politely explaining to viewers why their favorite team just got dissected by whatever quarterback he's watching. So what's Tom Brady's real legacy? It's not just the 7 Super Bowls or the ridiculous statistics or the longevity that defied every law of physics and common sense. Brady's legacy is proving that sometimes the most devastating attacks come not from the loudest voice in the room, but from the guy who says please and thank you while systematically destroying your will to live. In a league full of larger-than-life personalities and explosive talents, Brady became the greatest of all time by being aggressively, relentlessly normal. He was the human equivalent of death by 1,000 paper cuts, except each paper cut was a perfectly thrown touchdown pass. Tom Brady didn't just play football. He performed a 23-year masterclass in psychological warfare, disguised as good sportsmanship. He was the NFL's ultimate silent assassin. And the most terrifying part? He probably still sends thank you notes to the teams he destroyed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how a 6th-round draft pick who looked like an accountant became the most successful player in NFL history. Not through trash talk or showboating, but through the revolutionary concept of being really, really good at football, while maintaining the personality of someone who helps elderly people cross streets. The question isn't how Tom Brady became great. The question is, how did it take everyone else so long to realize they were being hunted?